Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this late Thursday night. Back at you again with my third video of the night. This time, once again, here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video. Hit the subscribe button down below. And tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. And friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter link, which is down below in the description box. Alright, on this late Thursday night, or if you're watching from somewhere else, early Friday morning. Before I start, you might notice. Well, I'm in my PJs, so it's late at night. So what are you gonna do? Um, I I had a pretty good day today. I mean, I did the 2 videos. I was all happy and everything. Get the 2 videos out of the way, and you know, waiting for my woman to come home, and she tells me that my brother's in the hospital. So I'm like, great. Just ruined my day, my night, and my day. Well, most of my night. Um, so I had to pick her up bus station and bring in some groceries that she bought, and then she had to get her things together and go to the hospital. She's at her sister's house now. She's going to the hospital later. But my brother's in the hospital. He suffered a heart attack. Not good, especially at his age. And he's around my age, so he's in the 40s. So I just want to point that out. But really ruined my night. I've been on and off crying. When I stopped, I actually, tried to gather my thoughts and gather myself the last couple of hours. But now I got indigestion. It's getting worse. Oh my god, just not a good night. Not a good night for the Gilmore clan. Yeah, I'm a little bit down. So if you notice over the next couple of days and weeks, I don't know about weeks, but we'll see. Over the next couple of days, you see me not as jovial, and you might see me like you think I'm preoccupied. My voice is not, boisterous and loud. But, because I'm thinking about my brother, I'm praying for him to get better. I hope he gets better, and uh, that's all I'm worried about now. I'm praying for him, and my girl, Rosa's been really, she's been emotional wreck right now. She's still there. She's, she's just an emotional wreck. She's, especially her brother's been fucked up for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. Had back surgery, and you know he's in a walker now, and it's just bad. I'm not gonna get into all of it because of privacy issues and all that other shit. But if you are a good friend of mine and you've been a friend of mine for a while, or on Facebook or Twitter, send your prayers and send your prayers and loving guidance, your loving prayers to me on my Facebook and Twitter page, and I'll try to update you guys over the next couple days of his hopeful recovery, and hopefully I don't lose my brother. So, because it'll be really hard for me, and it'll be like, he's the only brother I ever had, and Rosa will be devastated. Her family will be heartbroken and everything else. But I'm not thinking about that. We're thinking happy thoughts now, and hopefully he'll pull through. I think he will pull through, but I'm gonna be alone in the Gilmore abode for a while, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But because I miss being Rosa and everything. So send your thoughts and prayers to me on my Facebook page, and pray for my brother, and hopefully he gets better and back on the road to recovery. in the next couple days and see what happens over the next couple days, and we'll see what happens with that. But enough about that stuff, that mushy stuff. Let's get into some wrestling. Like I said, it's my third video today, and it is time for your late and out of date NXT review for December the 5th, 2020. Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. Alright, NXT this week. Another good show. Not great, but pretty good. The ratings didn't help them again. They've lost another week. It's going on 2 months since they had a good rating, which was the Christmas show, where they almost got 1 million views. And ever since, they've been like 600,000 views, around 700,000 views. They got 777,000 views this week compared to AEW's 968,000. I think it was 968, somewhere around. It was not over 900. Let's put over 900. So we got that. AEW wins again. I don't know what to tell you guys. What's wrong with NXT? They're putting on great shows. You got Adam Cole, Bebe as a champion. Because people are not invested in NXT anymore. They're invested in AEW. They want to see what happens every week. And, Vince, you got competition now, sucker. Because your company's dying. Raw sucks. SmackDown's starting to suck every week. See what happens tomorrow. And AEW, week after week, has been progressively good. Good matches, good storylines, good progression into the storylines. And some great to phenomenal matches. Excuse me. Some great to phenomenal matches. And what are you gonna do? I can imagine that next week's show from AEW in Austin, Texas is gonna be a great show. We're gonna see what happens with that. We got Kenny and Adam Page taking on SCU in a rematch. I don't know if it's for the titles or not. See. We do have a title match with Nyla Rose and Riho for the AEW Women's title. So see, hopefully it'll be a title change. We'll see. Jon Moxley against Santana. What he did to him, messing up his eye. Now he's One-Eyed Willie. But we'll see what happens on AEW next week. But NXT. This past Wednesday night, pretty good. Mainly the show was hyped around the Undisputed Era and Tommaso Ciampa. They're still going at it. Ciampa and Adam Cole going at it, leading up to their match at TakeOver Portland. So they're gaining momentum over the next week or so. Because next week is the go home show before TakeOver Portland. So we're gonna see who gains the advantage and gets some momentum going for them in all their matches. There's 6 matches on the pay-per-view already. That's interesting. They usually have five matches on the TakeOver show, and they have pre-show matches, which they have on next week. They got the recap show the week after next. So next week they're definitely losing the week after next. So because AEW is gonna be live from Atlanta. Wardlow versus Cody Rhodes for in a steel cage. See if Cody gets his match with MJF. We got that, and yeah, so it looks like I think AEW is gonna win this month. They're gonna win another month. They're gonna go through this month unstoppable. They're gonna, Revolution is gonna be a great pay-per-view. I don't think it'll beat TakeOver Portland, because the card for TakeOver Portland is great. You're going to see a lot of great matches on that card. Revolution's card looks pretty decent, what it is. Have a couple of match steals on the show. Cody, I mean not Cody. Cody MJF could be a pretty good match. Jericho Moxley, I think will be a good match. And then the tag title match, whoever it be, I think it might be Kenny and Adam Page against the Bucks for the tag team belts. That's gonna be a great match. Probably have a women's title match with whoever wins next week with Nyla Rose and Rio. And then you fill in some of the other matches. They might have Joey Janela and Kip Sabian in a match. You might have a battle royal, like a pre-show battle royal again. I don't know. I think they might do that at Double or Nothing in May. Then after that, it's All Out 3 in August or early September. So we shall see what happens, and that's all I gotta say with that. So let's not talk about that. But... All right, let's get into NXT, and we start off the night with winners of the Dusty Rhodes American Dream, baby. Tag Team Classic, the Broserweights. Pete fucking Dunne, and Matt Riddle, everybody's favorite, bro. And they arrive in a custom-made cart, the trophy on top, and they come up, and it has pyro on it, which is a good, yeah, pyro, yeah, pretty good. So they get in the ring. Riddle says they've been celebrating all week, and he calls the cart the Broserweight Mobile. He's like, oh, that's a thing now. So that's trending on Twitter. Pete Dunne says he never expected to be in a team with Riddle, but look at them now. And then about the talk again, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the tag team champions, who they will defend against Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne at TakeOver Portland. They arrive, and they're kind of pissed, as usual. And they say that they're not a real team. Kyle wants to fight right now, but Roddy runs out to change their mind, and the golf cart was in the way. Bobby Fish says we got bigger fish to fry. And Riddle makes a joke out of it, saying, how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? So the crowd's chanting along with him. He's making it a big thing. And Dunne's like, all that matters is that they're going to smoke the Undisputed Era at TakeOver and take the titles. You know, Pete Dunne's been giving us a little bit of hints that he's been, smoking that weed with Matt Riddle. Oh, he said at I think it was Worlds Collide. That if he could be blunt for a second. So, and Matt Riddle's like, so now he's saying smoke, trying to be X-Pac. I'm gonna smoke you out. I'll smoke you, whatever he said back in the day. So we got that. So a little bit of storyline progression with the tag team titles, which I think will change at TakeOver Portland. I think Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle will become tag team champions. Probably lose them. I don't think they'll lose them back to the Undisputed Era. But they'll probably lose them to maybe the Forgotten Sons or some other tag team that comes along. Maybe the Grizzled Young Veterans, or maybe I would say Time Splitters, but I don't think Alex Shelley's gonna be in NXT that long. I think it was just that one-shot deal, but you never know. So we'll see what happens what happens next week with the Broserweights and the Undisputed Era, and that's it. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we are rolling on NXT. So we get to our first match: Angel Garza on Isaiah Swerve Scott. This looked like I thought it was going to be a cruiserweight title match if Angel Garza kept the belt at Worlds Collide, but he lost to Devlin in a great match. So they get this match, and it was a pretty good match. They get right to work, going through each other's counters. Garza cuts him off. Scott counters back into an Avalanche Hurricane Rana. Jesus going to the outside with a dive, follows up with a super kick. And then Garza cuts him off with a dive, off the dive on the floor. They go to the floor. He drops Scott to the steps, and they go back in. Garza falls with some strikes. So he goes to work on Isaiah Scott. Scott transitions to an armbar. Garza escapes. They deliver some stomps and some strikes. Then they trade back and forth. Garza hits him in the corner. Also with some chops. Scott fires back. Chips him up, but Garza counters the head scissors into a slam. He takes off his pants. And hits a super kick for a near fall. Scott counters a slingshot suplex. Hits a German. And then a flatliner for a near fall. And goes to work on Garza. Garza cuts him off with a super kick. Then they go back and forth. Garza falls with some headbutts. And then there's a bunch of counters. And then Garza hits a sit-up, a driver for a near fall. And Isaiah Scott goes back with some boots to Garza. Garza fires back. They work up top. Garza throws his pants at Isaiah Scott. Scott gets all pissed off. Hits the house call. Like he was about to win. But only gets 2. And then he's all fired up, looking to finish off Garza. Garza counters and crotches Isaiah Scott. He falls down, and then Garza picks up Scott, hits the wing clipper for the win. So Angel Garza, coming off basically beating up Humberto Carrillo, and then DDTing Ray out of a commission on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. Now you got Zelina Vega. I'm surprised Zelina Vega wasn't out with him. I don't know why she wasn't, but I think maybe it's just a one-time thing with Garza, I think. I don't know. Maybe until Andrade comes back from his suspension, that Zelina Vega will be out with Angel Garza. And then maybe Andrade and Garza will fight Humberto and Rey Mysterio in a match, maybe at the Saudi Arabia show. Andrade's his 30-day suspension ends right around that time, so they could do that match, even though Andrade is still might be still out. He still played up the storyline that he's still injured, but. Maybe like the week. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they'll do it the week before, or maybe at the Super Show, before the event, like on the pre-show. Andrade comes back and he beats up Rey Mysterio, and then that sets up a pre-show match or a match later on in the card, or they could do it on TV, and Andrade comes back to put it on Raw as a tag team match. And see what happens with as they go all the way up to that. Maybe they'll do a tag team mask versus hair match, and the loser loses his hair or loses his mask. Maybe we'll see Rey Mysterio again without his mask, or Angel Garza, Andrade, or Humberto as a bald guy. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So I gave the match 3.25 out of 5 stars. It's a pretty good match, good opener. And that's all I gotta say about that. Afterwards, Garza gets a mic, says he beat Scott, took out his cousin Humberto Carrillo, and then took out Rey Mysterio. Since he didn't lose his Cruiserweight title, he wants it back, and we'll be watching Jordan Devlin in his match with Tyler Breeze. So maybe we'll get a title match at TakeOver with Jordan Devlin and Angel Garza. That should be a great match, but we'll see. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get the Undisputed Era in the back. They're bullying random workers, searching for Tommaso Ciampa. Then we see some guy getting a haircut. And they pass him by. He's like, I'm trying to get a haircut here. And they leave, and then Roddy starts messing with him and takes the clippers from the guy, and he goes, shaves his head a little bit. He gives him, shaves his head a little bit, fucks it all up. So I guess the guy's gonna be either have a crew cut or he's gonna be bald. Poor guy, poor jobber, but it is what it is. And that was that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Move on from there. We get a Mercedes Martinez vignette. It was pretty nicely done, and I get that. We'll see her in action in a little bit. And that's it. All right, then we get to our next match. Dominik Dijakovic taking on Killian Dain. We haven't seen in a couple of weeks. I guess he was injured or something. Match was decent. It was all right. They brawl at the bell as Dain charges Dijakovic. He falls from some strikes. Dijakovic counts back, falls from some strikes. Gets dumped to the floor. Dain follows him out, but Dijakovic sends him into the ring post. Dain hits a cannonball off the steps. Get back in. Dain hits the divide. Body splash. As we go to break, we come back. Dijakovic hits a Falcon Arrow and a choke bomb for a near fall. Heads up top, Dain cuts him off, follows him up, and hits a superplex. But Dijakovic fires back. They trade kicks, and Dijakovic covers for a near fall. Goes up top, tries for the moonsault, and misses. Then Killian Dain hits John Woo! And then he hits a senton after that. Tries to go for the Vader bomb to finish it off, but Dijakovic cuts him off. Picks him up in a torture rack, hits Feast Your Eyes. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Dominik Dijakovic picks up the win. After beating Damian Priest last week, he gets another win. Building some momentum for him. And it was announced by Nigel Morrow now and Beth fucking Phoenix at TakeOver, Dominik Dijakovic will face Keith Lee for the North American title. And Keith Lee comes out, they have a stare down, and Keith is like, you better bring your best. This is, I believe, their 4th or 5th match. This series of matches they've had, and each match has gotten better and better, so I expect their match at TakeOver to be a show stealer and a great match. Maybe, I'm hoping to be a 4-star match, but maybe a 5-star match, but you never know. We'll see. And that's pretty much it for that. Alright, then we go to, once again, the Undisputed Era, trying to look for Ciampa. They run into Kushida, ask him if he knows where he is. They get annoyed that he doesn't answer, and they shove him to the ground. Kushida comes back, and Cole slams him through a crate. Ow. And then they keep going, and then they run into Bronson Reed. And Adam Cole's like, we got no issue with you, big man. And, then Bronson's like, well, now you got a problem with me. And then Roddy hits a jumping knee to lay him out. Then the Undisputed Era can continue through the back. And that was that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So they're on the hunt. And I hate to be in their way. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, then we get a split screen interview with Mauro Ranallo interviewing Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor. And this was a heated interview. This was a really shoot-like interview. Johnny Gargano was pissed throughout most of it. Balor says he heard Gargano back at the end of last year. And Gargano says he's counted down the days for 3 months. Balor says he's wanted it for 4 years. Because Johnny TakeOver is not worth the hype. And that he's not the next Finn Balor. Johnny says he's the first Gargano and the first Triple Crown winner. I was like, I don't give a crap if this is match of the year or not. And then Johnny says he sees the right Balor in his eyes. That's NXT Balor, not the guy who lost 17 times in a row to Bobby Lashley on Raw. Ouch! Stick that knife in that back. Jesus Christ. And then Balor says that Finn is dead, and this will be Johnny's last match of his life. And Johnny says he will drive the NXT flag Finn left behind right through his heart. And he leaves, and then Finn's like, I have no heart. So this is going to be a great match at TakeOver. I think it'll be a very good match. Maybe a 4.5 star match. They're going to go at it like no other guys can do. And maybe a match of the year candidate. We'll see. But it's going to be a great match. I'm thinking Johnny Gargano will pick up the victory. But we'll see what happens from there. And that's all I got to say about that. Can we move on? Alright, then we get to our next match. Mercedes Martinez taking on Kacy Catanzaro. Was what it was. Um, 3 minute suckfest. Casey tries to use her speed at the start, but Martinez hits a spine buster for a near fall. Casey, did a little bit. She counters a suplex into a dropkick, hits a Hurricane Rana, but Martinez cut her off until Casey hits a Hurricane Rana into a cradle for a near fall. Martinez then counters a springboard attempt, dumps Casey to the floor. She sends her into the ring post, slams her to the apron, then a barricade. Just really showing her aggressive side and beating the crap out of her. It's just a Fisherman's Buster for the win. And that was it. So a good way to showcase Mercedes Martinez. Just to win, match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. And nice to see Casey Catanzaro on TV. Last time we saw her was at the Royal Rumble. And she got dumped quickly by Bianca Belair. She's growing. I think she's Ricochet's girlfriend or something like that. Guy that sticks his finger up his ass. But, that's kind of weird. I wonder if she digs that. Maybe she does that in bed with him. I don't know. That's kind of disgusting thinking about it. But it is what it is. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, then we see Kathy Kelly with Rhea Ripley. She asked her about the Charlotte Flair challenge. Rhea says her focus is on the face-off with Bianca Belair. It's nice of the Queen to show up. So, we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. Then we're backstage once again with the Undisputed Era. They're still looking for Ciampa. Ciampa sneaks up behind them and takes, I think, Bobby Fish out. The rest of them attack. Ciampa manages to get it down to just him and Cole. They brawl into the arena. And then right to the announce table, Ciampa slams Adam Cole's head a bunch of times on the announce table. If he can do any more damage, the rest of the Undisputed Era come out. They beat him down. They get him in the ring. And the Broserweights come out to help out. And then we get security and referees coming out. They're fighting on the ramp. And then William Regal comes out. You guys really want to fight so bad? We got a 6-man tag team match. Yeah. And they continue to fight through the crowd until security has to regain control. Yeah, we're gonna get a 6-man tag with the Broserweights and Tommaso Ciampa taking on 3 members of the Undisputed Era. I think you could tell which ones they're gonna be, but we'll see what happens with that, and we move on. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it, and we move on. Alright, then we get to the next match. Jordan Devlin taking on Tyler Breeze in a non-title match. This was a great match. Lots of high-flying action. Tyler Breeze, ever since coming back to NXT and going on 205 Live, he's really put on some good matches. I actually like it. Maybe do good in NXT. Maybe get the Cruiserweight title sometime. Maybe, I don't know. But he's been doing pretty well. Ever since going back to NXT. They have to repackage him, and he's looking pretty good so far. He's back with Fandango. They tag every once in a while as Breeze Dongo. But, they're rarely seen on NXT TV most of the time, but it is what it is. So, the match happens, and Devlin attacks Breeze when he was doing his entrance. We finally get the start of the match. Devlin's beating down Breeze, works him over at the corner. Breeze fires back with some kicks, goes for a near fall. Devlin cuts him off in the corner, works a butterfly lock until Breeze escapes. Attacks the knee and grounds the champion, and that knee will come into play during the match. Breeze posts Devlin's knee not once but twice. Bring him back in. Breeze continues to work the knee. Devlin counters back with a backbreaker and covers for a near fall. They go back and forth. Breeze hits a dropkick for a near fall. Then he does some ground and pound to Devlin. Devlin fights to his feet. Breeze then dumps him to the floor. Breeze follows him out, but Devlin counters into a penalty kick and then a middle rope moonsault to the floor. Very well done. And looked like if he would have missed, he would have came down hard on that leg, and he probably wouldn't have finished the match. So it was kind of a risky spot there. Again, Devlin continues his beatdown. Breeze fires back as they trade moves. Devlin hits a Uranagi and then a standing moonsault for a near fall. A break. We come back. Devlin's still in control. back in the arm of Tyler. Tyler fights off the Devlin slide or side, whatever it is. Hits a super kick and drop kick. Calls it with a clothesline for a near fall. They go up top. Devlin counts and hits a high cross body, but Breeze rolls through into a cradle for a near fall. Then he was looking for a standing Spanish fly. Devlin hits a standing Spanish fly, gets a near fall. Hits up top. It goes for a moonsault, but that eats feet. As Breeze gets the half crab. Devlin escapes, but he eats a super kick. Breeze covers for a near fall. Goes for the unprettier, gets countered, but Breeze hits a knee strike. Devlin fights back, hits a slingshot diamond cutter for a near fall. They trade moves again. In the middle of the ring. Devlin hits a headbutt, and then the Devlin side finishes things off for the champion, and he gets the victory. So, pretty good match. I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. Very good match. Like I said, Breeze is transitioning very well into a singles competitor on 205 Live and on NXT as well. Teams up with Fandango a little bit, but he's doing pretty well. So I'm pretty impressed with Tyler Breeze, and I was pretty impressed with Jordan Devlin in his NXT debut. Very good, very good, and we'll see what happens with both men as we roll on, and that's to say about that when we move on. All right, then we get Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair in a stare down. Bianca comes out first, saying that Rhea's forgotten that she's facing her in Portland because she's too busy going to Raw. She says she doesn't care about any queen and she wants Rhea right now. But then Charlotte comes out to a big reaction. And she says she respects Bianca and puts her over as an amazing athlete, but she's not the queen. Bianca's happy they're talking about her, but points out that Rhea overlooked her. And Rhea Ripley comes out. Bianca steps in front of Charlotte to confront Rhea. Charlotte puts her hand in her face to get in her way. Bianca just like, really? Rhea says she's all about dropping the queen at Mania. Bianca then interrupts to tell Charlotte that she don't even go here. I think she meant she doesn't even, she's not here. You know what I mean? She doesn't work here. Blah, blah, blah. Rhea is wrong to think she's gonna run through Bianca at TakeOver, as Bianca says it'll be her and Charlotte at Mania, and she can't her. See what happens with that. Charlotte says there's a conversation for champions, so Bianca should stand to the side and fix her braid. Ouch. Rhea says she didn't disrespect Charlotte on Raw, so she can't come here and disrespect them. She says her and Bianca will tear each other apart at TakeOver, but there's an old saying in NXT, we are NXT. She nods over to Bianca, they attack her, and then they drop her on her boobs. With a front face electric chair style face buster. And they kick Charlotte out of the ring. Oh yeah, that was a pretty nice little team up for NXT there a little bit. And it kind of coincides with the Bianca Rhea Ripley match at TakeOver, which I think Rhea Ripley will win and then go on to face Charlotte at WrestleMania. I think she will beat Charlotte. I don't think Charlotte's going to win the belt for the 11th time. Or the second time in NXT and being overall 11-time champion. I don't think they're going to do that. I hope they don't do that. But we'll see what happens as we move on. And I gave the whole segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Very well done, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next week on the program and at TakeOver Portland and at WrestleMania. See what happens with that. Alright, then we get to the end of the night. The Broserweights and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Undisputed Era of Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. Baby. This was a pretty good match. They brawl at the bell on the floor, and these guys don't like each other, and rightfully so. Bell suplexes Fish on the apron. Riddle knee strikes Kyle, and they beat down Roddy. In the match, Fish gets in the ring, and they start. Kyle attacks Ciampa from behind, falls with a ground and pound. Ciampa cuts him off. Riddle tags in. Bobby Fish comes in as they trade strikes. Riddle pulls an armbar, but Fish counts out, and Adam Cole comes in, but gets cut off by some double teams. Runs wild on Adam Cole, takes out Bobby Fish, but Roddy attacks and sends him into the ring post. And they go back in. The Undisputed Era are working on Pete Dunne for a while. Dunne battles back, tags in Matt Riddle, who runs wild on the Undisputed Era with some kicks on all of them. Hits an exploder. He hits another one, then a couple brotons, and sends the Undisputed Era to the floor to regroup. Get back in. Riddle maintains control until Fish cuts him off and tags in Adam Cole. He hits a neck breaker for a near fall. Kyle comes in, so they work on Matt Riddle for a while, and then Riddle and Kyle trade German suplexes, work until and they both go down. Roddy distracts the ref as the faces get pulled to the floor to stop a tag. Does back, tags in, and runs wild on Adam Cole, suplexes Kyle onto him. Goes for a moonsault that misses. Cole cuts him off and hits the Panama Sunrise, but it gets countered. But he goes for the Panama Sunrise, it gets countered. Cole bounces back, hits the OG last shot, and only gets 2 out of that. Dunn fights off the high-low, tags in Ciampa, and Ciampa is pissed! And Dunn's fish to the outside, suplexes Kyle O'Reilly. He cuts off Roddy and hits Project Ciampa on Kyle for a near fall. And it all breaks down, and all 4 men in the ring. Ciampa lets Cole tag in, and he was waiting for the tag. Cole's like, I don't know, I'm gonna get in really slow. Then I'm gonna beat you up. They go back and forth, beating each other up. A massive brawl. And it breaks down again. Cole hits some super kicks, but eats a clothesline. And then Ciampa looked like he was about to hit the fairy tale ending, and Roddy comes in, attacks him with a knee strike, causes a disqualification. So the Broserweights of Tommaso Ciampa get the win by a disqualification. Match was pretty decent. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Good ending, if you want to put it that way. And it sets up expected matches at TakeOver, and we'll see what happens with that. Afterwards, we get a big brawl, and he beat down Ciampa. Cole then spray paints an X on Ciampa's back, looking for revenge. Then the lights go out, and we see that 2-5-20 thing we saw last week, which was really 5-22. So we didn't know what it was, but now we know it's 2-5-20, which was today's. If you're watching from somewhere else, was Wednesday night's edition of NXT. And then we see the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark. He's on the top rope, leads off, takes out everyone. Then he starts throwing strikes out in the spear, hits some super kicks, and then he hits a Dream Valley driver on, I think it was Kyle O'Reilly. And then he starts beating down Roddy, and then he just takes off his pants. And we see that he has a picture of Marina Shafir, Roddy's wife, on him. It says, and on the back it says, "Call me Marina." So yeah, this has gotten real personal, and I would expect a match at TakeOver. Maybe that would be a 7th match, maybe an 8th match. They might have 8 matches on the card to fill up that 2-hour time frame. But we'll see what happens. Roddy and Velveteen Dream, they will probably go at it at the pay-per-view. And I think Velveteen Dream will get revenge on Roddy, beat the crap out of him. And that was it for NXT. So a good closing segment, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So Velveteen Dream is back from his injury, and he suffered in October, I believe. And he's gunning for Roddy. And the Undisputed Era are really in big trouble. They got, Adam Cole's got Ciampa to worry about with the NXT title. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish got the Broserweights on their mind for the tag team belts. And the Undisputed Era are going to come out of Portland probably beltless. And the prophecy is going to be all over but the shouting. And I don't know what's going to happen as they lead into TakeOver Tampa Bay. But we'll see what happens as we get through the end of next week, as we go into the end of February and into March. We'll see what happens as they start the lead up to TakeOver Tampa Bay on WrestleMania weekend. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So that's it for NXT. Pretty good show. I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars, just like I did AEW. So my hair is a little bit messed up, but it is what it is. So, thank you for watching this video. Leave me your thoughts and opinions, what you guys thought of the show. Leave a rating if you like. If you have any wrestling questions, put it down below in the comment section of this video or any one of my other videos and my future videos coming up. And that's all I gotta say about that. So thank you for watching this video. Once again, 7.5 out of 10 stars for NXT. We'll see what happens on the Go Home show this Wednesday night on the program. And it should be a good show as they lead into TakeOver Portland this next Sunday, which I'm going to watch. So it should be a good event. A review probably either the day after, depending, I might have to work on President's Day, so it'll probably come the day after, or maybe on Tuesday. Maybe not on Tuesday, but it'll come. Hopefully, I'll get it up by Monday or late Monday night. We'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And then your Raw review will come on Thursday of that week. But we'll see what happens. Trying to get back into the groove now. Now that now I got some free time, which sucks because now I'm home alone and I get more free time and I can do my videos without having Rosa in the back nagging me. But it is what it is. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Once again, send your condolences to my brother. Hopefully for a speedy recovery. You can send them via Facebook or Twitter. And my Twitter link is down below in the comment section. If you're on Facebook, just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me somewhere. Leave me a comment, or you can hit me up via direct message or whatever. And say I'm praying for you and all that other good stuff. That's pretty much it. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I got a couple of videos coming tomorrow. Talk about Killer Kross and Timothy Thatcher being signed to NXT. Got a rant about Councilman Tim Raine, I think his name is Tom Raine, about what he said at the State of the Union address with Donald Trump, saying that it felt fake, like wrestling. So I'm gonna talk about that. Really give that motherfucker a rant that he'll never forget. Just like others have on this fabulous website of YouTube. So I'll give my rant on that, my thoughts on that. Then I'm gonna do my SmackDown review. Late Friday night after SmackDown goes off the air before I go to bed tomorrow night. So I get your SmackDown review. Then I'll probably take the weekend off, and if anything does come up on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be there to give you everything, my thoughts about whatever's coming on your way. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Signing off for the night. Peace out. Rock on. Go to bed, everybody. And have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace! Bitches!